5. Okay. Testing. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another exciting debate. This is the last and final activity that TOEFL is going to do all together. Yeah, in fact, so tomorrow you don't have any assignments to speak of. Of course, we'll be around here tomorrow, and you can work on homework in the computer lab if you want or something. But this is the last grade, last act up. Today we're going to be debating genetic engineering of the future. Parents should be allowed to choose their baby's gender. Make it a boy, make it a girl, right? Have the freedom to do that, manipulate their genetic information so as to make their baby a boy or a girl, as well as maybe other physical qualities that they prefer, focusing mostly on their gender. This team over here is arguing, yes, there be a freedom that science has made it available. Parents should have that at their disposal. This team, of course, is going to be arguing against that no, parents should not have the freedom to genetically engineer their kids. So the team that's 4 is going to have 7 minutes to speak. So let's give whoever's going to come up here from this team up here 7 minutes. All right. So 7 minutes? That's right.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm going to give you a warning when it's like 1 minute left. You'll see the timer up here. Okay. And anytime you want. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to the debate. Don't laugh, man. I'm not kidding here, okay? So anyway, we're gonna talk about genetic selection. Okay. So I'm gonna explain to you what it is. Okay. Genetic selection is basically it's a process that allows the parents choose their kids' gender. So my friend actually is gonna explain more what is important. So, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to explain why gender selection is important for parents. There are several reasons for supporting that. First of all, gender selection gives couple option to plan a family. This gives opportunity to family who want to raise the number of children they want. So they can have a baby with the gender they prefer. Secondly, gender selection makes it easier for parents to take care of the kids. And also it is advisable for parents with genetic disorder problems. For example, if mother or father have genetical problem, it can pass on to their children too. With this way, it can eliminate these genetical disorders. On the other hand, it gives parents enough time to prepare for kids, for babies coming. They can prepare the nursery, clothes, etc. by this time. Also, gender selection makes parents more caring and loving to the children because this is their decision. Their preparation, selection. Also, in instances where parents have loss of children, this can be a way to get over the loss as well. For example, if the family lost one boy, they can choose one boy instead of their first boy. That's why they can love and care them more than because this is their selection. Thank you for listening.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I'm going to talk about why you should choose it, the gender selection. First, because you can plan a family better. Like you have more time to, if you already know the sex, you can choose if they are like all the stuff that we gotta prepare, the decoration, the room. You have a long timer to plan yourself and do all this stuff. Second, you can save money because if you want to have more than one kid and now girls, for example, maybe you can reuse some decoration, the color of the room. Third, the genetic disorders, like they say, we have example from Angelina Jolie that her mom had a breast cancer, and then she decided to remove it before she developed that disease. So maybe if you're a woman, if you are a woman with this history in your family or you had it, you can choose have a boy for they didn't suffer the same problem that you had. And like we said, of course, don't you replace a child that you lost it, but maybe if you miss it a lot and then you had it all this stuff, is especially because people are sometimes are too hold it too much, like the memories on the stuff, some material things. You can have a second baby with the same gender and then to reuse that and try maybe continue a life that they was expecting to happen before lost that thing.
A couple more minutes if you want to. If you want to, if you just want to
If you have questions,
Oh, no, that's okay. Wait, that's for later on. Okay, you're finished with your opening remarks. That's fine. Not a problem. Okay. So now, find my mouse there. Okay. And so now, the team that's arguing against the parents' right to legally, ethically, manipulate genetics to make a baby, they're going to have 7 minutes to come on up here. Yeah, and you're on. Let's give them a warm welcome. It's hard to get up in front of people. Okay, I promise you're listening. All right, here we go.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Okay, me and my team are gonna counter-argue the reasons that this team have for approve the genetic engineering in the parent selection of their baby's gender. Okay, first, I'm gonna counter-argue what Ashley has said, and she said that parents should be able to choose their children's gender because it's going to be easier for parents choose the number of kids they have, or even easier to raise for parents to raise their children. So nature has their own way to go, okay? And if we interfere with nature, we are going to go bad with the balance, okay? This should be bad for the balance of nature, because right number of girls and boys is necessary for our life to continue. So even though some people believe that selecting their baby's gender may balance families, the truth is there is going to be a potential risk of develop a gender imbalance in a wide scale. So it's going to be dangerous for our future. And for example, let's go talk about China. For example, when China had this policy of only one kid per family, okay, this resulted in a country with too many boys and just few girls. So this resulted in significant social issues. Okay, so and also this is going to be gender discrimination, because maybe a family prefers the beloved boy instead the girl. Okay, so and if it's gonna be difficult to plan about clothing and everything, that's not true, because when mothers are pregnant, they have ultrasound that can say that the gender of the baby, and then families can planificate according to this baby. Okay, my partner Lais is gonna continue.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, my partner, she spoke a little bit about moral and ethics and nature balance, which is very important. We had a good example of China. And I'm going to talk a little bit about cost. It's extremely expensive to decide like the sex of a baby. Even though like doing like in vitro insemination and all like so many different kind of techniques we have nowadays is extremely expensive. It's like the minimum starting is like $20,000. So it's something that is not open for everyone, right? And about cost of clothes, all this like prepare before you see if it's a boy or a girl. Like you have time during the pregnancy to deal with about cost and buying stuff like clothes, all this stuff. Also, doctors, they refute the accuracy of the method because it's not like a 100%. And also you have that dream that, oh, I'm gonna have a baby, like a boy, and it can end up like being a girl because it's not 100%. And so what? You will like love that girl like less? It's gonna be it's strange, you know. So that's all that feeling. So I don't know. It can be frustrated for the parents in a long term, a long run, or may not. But you are unsure. So my friend also will talk about moral, and that's it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm actually against of parents should be allowed to choose their baby's gender because it's a violation of rights. A baby will have no say as to how his or her body or cells will be altered or used. They will be unable to, voice out their concern, especially when they are still embryos. Okay, so even it is done for a good cause, it is unfair for the baby to be treated like a tool instead of a human being. Okay.
Yes.
Children are not a toy. Okay, they are not meant to be designed to specifications most convenient to their owner. So this is an extension of the consumer society. So I think the parents should not be allowed to choose their baby's gender. My opposition, my colleagues who is for that, they say that they will get enough time to prepare. Actually, I am like now confused that instead of 9 months pregnant, maybe that can be like 12 months or 18 months. I don't know, because it's like the 9 months pregnancy. So
30 seconds.
okay, so my colleagues already explained that you can know in advance that your baby's gender, I think within 8 to 10 weeks. So I am going to finish. I think my colleagues will come up now. Thank you.
Right. Okay. So those are the opening remarks. Now now each team is going to get 5 minutes each to either provide a rebuttal. You can use your 5 minutes to make additional points or to address some of the things that the other team mentioned. And you're up 5 minutes. You need a few minutes to gather your thoughts. So I'll give you about a minute to discuss a little bit.
No, we already.
Okay. All right. Anytime. All right. All right. Yeah. Oh, awesome, brother. Okay. Go ahead, Duffy. You're up. I believe in you.
I believe in you.
I
do appreciate that.
I forgot my notes. Let's go.
Okay.
So first of all, you mentioned about moral stuff. Sometimes what is moral for you can be immoral for me. So it's different. It's like depend what you believe. It's about belief. Something you like something, I don't like the same thing, but we can have something that we like too, So this, I think, is not worth. Another thing is about price. I think Lais mentioned about price. So have a baby is priceless, if it don't, it means like to have a baby in our house. It's not you can put all the money you have or money that you don't have. You can borrow money to have one baby. So my friend Ashley, she's gonna talk about a little bit more about balance. And so, okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna explain balance issue. Of course, we believe that natural balance, but we would like to avoid some of the problem about the number of children. I have a lot of example about this issue. The thing is, most of family would like to have girl and boy at the same time, but at the first two children they cannot have boy and girl, and they are trying. Maybe after 4 or 5 girl they can find boy, or the opposite issue. After 4 or 5 boy they can find girl, and they are trying to have more children because of this aim. If they can know these children will be, first one will be boy and the second one will be girl, maybe they will prefer only 2 children, and they can give more better education, better life quality. Everything will be better for that 2 children instead of 4 or 5 or 6. That's why this is important to know, for knowing before that gender for families. Maybe they would like to keep less number of children. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Lice talking about, or someone was spoken about China, and the same that Ashley just said. Like if you really want to have a girl one day, and if you keep it trying, you can try 1,000 times and have a lot of babies. Instead, you can just on the first one have one girl, and then don't have a lot of kids, and just concentrate on their education and everything on this own child. Second, if it's expensive, not everybody will have the money to do it. So I don't believe that will change the natural balance, because not everybody will have the money to do that. And second, not everybody want to just girls or just boys. We will always be almost 50-50, because we have different opinions and different choice. And yeah.
Thank you.
Is that okay? Is there anything else in this scene? No?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good to go. All right. So at this point, let me get my mouse here. All right. So at this point, I offered this team a few moments to gather your thoughts and maybe discuss what you would be talking about. Are you all ready to go now, or y'all want to talk about it for about a moment or something? Oh, okay, ready to go. Okay. So now this team is going to offer a 5-minute rebuttal, and here they go, Martins. Anytime you want. Right.
We don't follow our order here.
Mhm.
You can see.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. Again, the point is the balance of nature is very important to maintain. Okay, so you talk about maybe some families after 4 or 5 trying for having a boys, and after that the last one is going to be a girl. Okay, nature is like that because some families have many children, but some families just can have one kid, or many couples definitely are not able to have any kids. So this is about balance. So some couples don't have kids, and some others have so much kids. So natural balance is important, and again the planification is important. So if a couple can't afford or don't want to have so many children, so they just go and planificate how many children they want to have, and if they are boys or just girls, so that's nature. That's for some reason. That's like that for some reason. So the argument is that we'll be interfering with nature too much, and it could be dangerous for our future generations. Thank you.
So I can talk. Okay. Continue about what Laura was saying about interfering in nature and controlling the nature. We end up about moral and ethics. Like it's for our point of view, is more like consuming. And like I said at the beginning, it's not 100% sure that you have like a boy or a girl. And if the parents, they can have like, they try and end up with a girl, and they want a boy, they will like trying, so it's gonna be the same, you know. And I know the cost, like when you want a baby so much, that doesn't matter the cost, but they do like spending money, like a lot of money, like more than like 20,000, 30,000, I don't know. It's like incredible. So the cost is super high and interfere in nature, and is like Hayani said about Angelina Jolie. I don't think it's a good example. She's not a good example. Like she took her breast, right? Of cancer, but parents. But boys also have, and the number of breast cancer in male, in men, had increased recently. So it's not like she just did because she just wants to show up. She just wants like it's just like about media. And well, my friend will end up. And I think we don't discuss that much about the technology, because it's not easy, guys. It's not easy to like just make a boy or just make a girl.
A minute left if you want. If you want to, it's up to you.
Okay.
All right.
I have a point to say.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm again, Mr. Dabi. Well, the children are actually not replacements. They are individuals, unique in themselves. How will a child feel if they know that their primary purpose for being on this earth is to serve as a fill-in for a dead sibling? So my opinion is parents should not be allowed to choose their baby gender. They should be live on the God hands, not the man hands. Thank you.
All right. So at this point, both sides have made their initial arguments, their counter arguments, and you're probably capturing a better video than I am, honestly. Yeah, you probably did a better job because it's kind of blurry. But anyway, this side is going to have 2 minutes. You can use that 2 minutes to summarize. It's okay if you say the same things again, just to kind of summarize the points, trying to persuade these 4 people to vote for you, etc. Or you can bring up more counter arguments if you want, or something entirely different. It's up to you to use your 2 minutes, and then of course they'll have 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes for you folks, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. Yeah. All right, here we go. And anyway, go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, we came for the debate not for enforce people to use, but just tell people we already have this engineered genetics, and that's allowed, and people can use it, And the second one is like when you're talking about the kid that they say, oh, I think when the kids know that their parents choose for him and prepare everything to have him, he's gonna feel more special and more loved. Okay. And when you're talking about God, you need to remember there's people that don't believe in God that we need to be respectful to. That's why our final words. Okay. Thank you.
Ashley,
gonna say something.
Okay.
Yeah. Gender selection is important because which is the way of keeping enough number of children for family. Also, this is their decision, and they will prefer this, gender for their children, and that's why they will carry and they will love him or her more than surprise, I think. And also, this is a way of avoid of this genetic disorder, and also this is the way of giving enough time for family for all preparation and everything.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Super duper. Super. So at this point, all the initial arguments have been made. If you want to open it up for questions, or if somebody on either side wants to cross-examine you, Yeah. Anybody want to pose a statement and/or a question? Go ahead, sir. Yeah, let's hear what you have to say.
So, you guys think in the future men will be able to give birth? So that's my question for you.
So, okay, let me answer. First of all, I believe it's like people have different desires. Like, for example, in my house, my brother loves girls and I love boys. So he wants to have a girls, I want to have a boys. So that's why I think this never gonna happen. All boys or all girls, because people have different opinions and desires. And back to the mention when you're talking about God, I think God gave us a knowledge to discover a lot of things. And one thing God gave to us for the knowledge to discover this engine genetic, and that we can use and allow people to choose what they want. So, okay.
To address the point you had made earlier about people would choose a man or a boy or a girl. It's not determined necessarily that they would always choose boys.
Yeah.
You made this point earlier. China, right?
Yeah, talking about China.
What's what really happened over
Now it's really hard for a boy to date a girl because it's so many boys,
There is no.
right?
So it's a good chance for this car to have girls.
Oh, but it's not
That's
enough.
why they-
Has girls, but
That's why they come to America.
So that's exactly.
Did you want to weigh in on that at all? I mean, you have better first-hand experience with this. I mean, we're speaking as foreigners here. Did you want to weigh in?
There's a lot of boys there, more than girls.
More boys than girls because the balance is not like equal.
But over there, you can.
It is.
You need to remember it's about culture stuff.
now we
too.
have 2
Okay, in China,
Yeah, Chinese people.
in China, there's 300 million people.
Imagine.
Nice
Guys.
are single.
Yeah.
They cannot find girlfriend because all of the girls have boyfriend. So
I know what I need to go
I am that
Yeah.
Open a website in Chinese for dating.
and also, based on this topic is, now China has the law is you cannot choose the gender. of the
Okay.
baby.
They had it correct for it.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Because back in the day, there's a lot of parents want to choose the gender of the baby because of their parents. The parents' parents
Yeah.
just said, I want a girl or I want a boy. Usually it's I want a boy.
Right.
Because if you have a boy, you can continue your family's succession. Yeah. So if a girl, you will become your husband family's girl. So that's why back in the day, almost every Chinese parents want a boy. So that's why now there's a lot of boys are single.
So I mean, to throw that on you guys, it's been tested. I mean, what it was forced abortions. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't genetic engineering that caused that. So when they had the opportunity to choose, they chose boys. What do y'all think?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to talk about, because what the culture issues, culture preference,
Yeah.
and also people that want to have a girl or something like that. Most of them they move from China for the other countries to have a girls, more girls, whatever, big families.
Also,
My
it can be
perspective,
It's not
Government-
related to genetic engineering.
Also, it can be government policy. For example, Chinese. There are a lot of boys. The government should follow one policy, which should be more families should have girl baby. And they can pick girl and they can do balance the differences, they can increase the girl gender and they can do that balance. That's why it works for like government policy too.
So government policy would correct.
Think
Yes.
about the country and the law. So they already made the station. The law is the correct one. So if they will change to increasing more female, which means the government break the law first. So that will never happen. Yes.
Okay. I'm honestly, I think some people didn't quite understand your last point there. Do you want to repeat
It
yourself?
also will break the law.
Yeah.
Actually, it
can't
says
do this anymore.
she's think China's supposed to increasing some female numbers.
Yeah.
So I think the government will never do that because they already has a law. So if they want, they will do that. If so, it's equal to the government broke the law first.
Okay.
So the government will never break the law.
All right. Does anybody else want to pose a question to either side of the team? Anybody want to, from out in the audience
Good
there?
comments too. We receive comments as well.
Right. Oh yeah, comments are compliments. If you want to encourage me, because it's hard to get up here in front of people too. They prepared. Both teams clearly prepared a lot. What's on your mind, man?
The point is depends on David says, you can have a big family. Yeah, that's good. But in China, back in the day, almost every parent, if they want a boy but it's a girl, they will just left the kid. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. So, yeah.
But what you mean by leaving a kid? Meaning leaving it in the woods or something? Or
Outside the door,
So-
on the street.
On the street,
Wow.
toilet.
Put her on the street,
Being an orphan.
and who wants her, just pick her up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not your parent. Yeah, so.
Okay.
¿Dónde es?
I mean, we're
Was in the
China.
past.
The past.
In the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Like
That's been
maybe,
like 100 years.
no.
No, it's
60.
10 years.
Yeah, 10
years ago.
2008.
Wow.
Jeez, that's
Right.
So,
The law,
recent.
the law came out in 2009.
And also
Actually, there are a lot of homeless
Homeless.
children.
Yeah.
Orphanage, all that stuff.
And also they have some laws, something to say that are like prohibit to have more than one or two kids.
Yeah.
Or more than one or two girls.
Mhm.
Now, before on 2015, you only can have one kid because China is too many
Too many
people.
people, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so now you can have two.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Maximum
I can
two,
have
right?
two. So
So this hits home for you in particular. If you don't mind me asking, but which side you are leaning toward more? Do you, as far as you agree with them? Oh, interesting. I wouldn't expect that. You said it's a big problem. You think this would be an interesting solution?
but if you wanna have a boy and you already had two girls, you never had a boy because you are not
You have to
allowed to
pay.
have more than
You have to
two.
pay.
That's it. You do or you pay.
You have to, if you already have two children, you still want more.
More, you have to pay.
You have to pay.
And then if it's come another girl and then pay again and another one.
You have
pay again.
to pay $100,000.
So you already
Okay,
paid
really?
two and
Money's
then
too
make
high.
a one.
Price fine, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe some of y'all are hoping to say something. Yeah, go ahead.
We just end up about what Ali said is like controlling like gender is something that should be like controlled like by God, like you are like manipulating things, and I don't think like being a girl or boy like you like love more or less, like this is like insane if you think about that, oh no, I'm gonna love more a boy than a girl, like like it's human being both. So and also about actually said about disorders like some disease happens in boys, another disease in girls, and some like in both cases. So this is not it's an excuse of a consuming like in a increasing your ego to have like a boy or a girl or something like that.
Or maybe to your point, maybe genetic engineering would make it possible for those genetic defects to be corrected for,
Yeah.
whether or not you end up choosing a boy or a girl.
And even though you try to correct those defects,
Mm.
you can change because it's genetic engineer. You
Mhm.
can change other genes that increase the possibility to have other disease.
Who knows?
Because it's like irritants. Is that irritant?
Inheritance.
Inheritance.
It's
Yeah.
inherited,
Inheritance,
yeah. Oh, yeah, this was in the news recently. I think someone used something called CRISPR. Did that come up when y'all were researching something? There's a new technology called CRISPR. It's an acronym for something, but yeah, a scientist used it on 2 human beings, and yeah, he was in big trouble for doing that.
It's really.
No matter what the baby, no matter what the baby is a boy or girl, I think their parents should love them as much as they
Sure, I
can.
think that's
Oh.
Amen. Yeah, right on.
I don't think we need to.
Well, if you don't mind, one of your points you were making is the appeal to God and Creator and nature and stuff like that. Some people don't necessarily believe in God, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what your point is. And what we're doing is we're making a policy for everyone, right? Yeah, and for those who don't necessarily think that there's a God out there, you're saying that that should be made available for those who choose to manipulate gender. I'm sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Yeah.
It's like that. I think we need to respect people,
Okay.
and the same way you guys want to be respectful in this point of your views, you guys need to respect the other people too. So we live in a big world, a lot of people, different background, different culture, different thoughts. That's why we're just talking about we just show people we have this available to you. If you wanna use, you can use. But if not, it's up to you. We're not enforcing people.
You're welcome to weigh in if you want. Yeah, anybody? Yeah.
No, but our point is not like religion or God. Like your main point is like, even though that someone doesn't believe in God, of course we believe in random selection or natural selection. So it's gonna happen to be like a boy or a girl.
Mhm.
So it's like about controlling, controlling like something that maybe can not be controlled. Like it can, you are expecting something, and because it's like, this is nature, this is, it can happen to be another thing. You are expecting a boy, can be a girl. You are trying to avoid one disease, can have another disease. You will not be like always satisfied.
I think your point is to say there's unintended consequences of manipulating genetics.
You
What your point is?
have-
Yeah, okay, cool, fair enough. Okay.
Even when you are doing this, we would be talking about generation of designer babies.
Mhm.
So
Interesting.
beyond to gender selection can be involved so many changes of other characteristics. Like maybe you can choose other some psychological characteristics for your baby,
Mhm.
or the color of eyes or the color of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's not natural.
You select a boy, maybe can have like transgender. You don't know what can happen.
It's up to him. It's up to him, and we need to
And then
respect
as
you.
like-
I know, but you'll be like satisfied.
What did you say?
And
Designer
then, as I
babies?
said, it could take us lead us to a catastrophic consequences, because people in the
When you
future
talk about
can
transgender
have
people,
all the diseases that we don't even know. So
Okay, you want to weigh in?
nah, because she's talking about transgender people, all this stuff. We know we have a lot of stories that the woman had a boy, but she was planning to have a girl and put it like girls dressing all this stuff and treat the kids as a girl. So
So it's a mess. It's
a
a mess. So then it's a mess.
It's not, but they didn't choose. They didn't use the genetic engineering for do that, so they can do whatever.
Oh, it's interesting. You brought up the issue of
Transgender.
transgenderism.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
People who are
another
yeah,
thing.
in their mind think
No,
they're
But she
woman
brought
there.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it don't make sense.
And I think your point is, maybe the reason you bring that up is that genetic and engineering can correct for that.
Yeah.
Your mind would be the same as your body, and
Yeah,
Right, we're just making sure we didn't.
No, I think no, we cannot control that one.
That
We,
you
the only thing we can
Okay, fair
we can see during this process is is a boy or girl.
Yeah.
Their choice. What they're gonna do later is up to them.
No, but
We cannot control
that
that
you
one.
didn't understand like transgender.
Trans-
I mean when what is the name of the when you born with both sex? It's not
No,
transgender.
They're hermaphrodites.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay,
That's
I-
a-
But you don't know
I
what
used
you're
the wrong
talking
word.
about. Excuse me.
Oh, that's what you're meaning. Hermaphrodism is the idea when you're born with that's a disorder.
Yeah, this is not it. I want to talk about this
Both sex
disorder, not the touch.
Well, that can lead to some dysphoria, what they call like gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
You know we can detect this too.
I can't.
Yeah, we can.
So, explain what I'm understanding.
Yeah, okay. That brings up another can of worms. I mean, that's a tough one. Yeah, that genetic engineering might correct that, or maybe cause unintended consequences. All right. Does anybody else want to weigh in? A lot of thoughtful, intelligent questions, y'all. Amanda, of course. Yeah, let's hear what Amanda weigh
Why
in.
am I always sitting here and like randomly being asked?
Because I saw you looked like you wanted to say something.
You were making notes, so
Yeah,
that's why we
right.
were
okay.
Making notes.
Yeah.
Making notes.
drown.
Well,
Nice.
I think that I agree with that team. It shouldn't be like a choice.
Okay.
Although, if you think about it, it seems fun. But you're challenging nature. You don't know what's like the real outcome. Like if you're gonna get sick, if there's gonna be consequences on your baby. I don't know. So if I had to choose, that's my view.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you were persuaded.
We are already dealing with a lot of gender issues.
Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Well, they might make the point that genetic engineering might correct for these. Okay, gender issue. By the way, when you're filling out your survey, folks, you're not voting for who you agree with. Of course, you're voting for who made the best case, et cetera. Of course, you're going to be influenced by your own personal opinion, of course. I think both y'all brought a lot of thoughtful, specific, points out. I liked Mr. Amir when you were, gosh, what the way you phrase things. Was it designer kids? That was something else you said. And what was the thing you said in your opening remarks? Man, it was pretty.
I think was the last. The last.
The last
the replacement.
Oh,
Another one is children are not toys.
Yeah, wow, gotcha. We're not. Yeah, it was like it's a reflection of our consumer society or something.
Yeah.
That makes it feel.
It's like
it made me feel very uncomfortable. You said that. That's
It's not they are not a consumer,
Not a product.
necessarily, yeah, they're not a product.
okay. Great. Undermining dignity. Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you all want to say anything? No. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Y'all, give them a big hand for preparing for this. I'll see you in that video. We are literally done with the semester. You don't have to come tomorrow. Okay? You don't have to come tomorrow.
You don't have to.
You don't have to come to here tomorrow.
Just for
No, you're not going to be absent. I'm going to check with Joseph and see if he showed up for his class. Okay. Do you have a test with him tomorrow?
No, we
No,
We said
Right? Oh, Seta, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have something with Seta, right?
Yeah.
I'll check with her, see if you showed up for her, then I'll count you if you showed up for her, okay? Yeah, that's the way to work. Okay, good. Yeah, but you're done. Very good. I'll send you the email for the video. All right. Oh, that's so good. Gracious, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Wow.
Good job.
Nice. My pleasure. Yes.